Hey, this is Oz. Just making this to show what I've been doing over the last today, and I guess to kind of catch up on Ethcan since I haven't shown that too. So this is really going to be about Ethcan and Drizzle. Kind of a disappointing update in some terms. Let's take a look. Okay, so right here, if you're looking at my screen, this is Weka, and we're trying to change this, trying to enable this to have Ethereum donated to these cards to churn it into Ethcan. So I created this, I attached this instance that Exit 7 set up for us for its webhooks to connect to a shared state. So you can see as I drag this over, oops, hold on. If I drag this card over, you should see a difference over here. Something happened very briefly. Something was like over here was claimed. As I drag these things over, data changes. And just like we were hoping it would on the blockchain, but for now I have it basically stubbed out to go to this a temporary Firebase state. Okay, so the other thing I did recently was set up some contracts. So hold on, here I should be able to say need SCAN contracts. I should be able to say truffle test and all right, it sets up a network and it sets these tests, and one's like you should create a project, you should create a card, claim the card, fund the card, approve the card, um, and then it has some read functions that it's testing too. So yeah, I was able to use Truffle to set up these contracts. The next step was to try to set up a front end to talk. So I have these tests talking to the blockchain. There are these Ethcan contracts. I want to set up a front end. So I tried to set up a UI, and that's what this index thing is over here. I guess over here is the contract, and you can see it has these events, it has a card, and it has these functions like create project, create card, and that's what these tests are testing down here. Over here, this is supposed to be a UI, and so I was just trying to do it in regular HTML and try to get the MetaMask injected Web3 and use that, but I found I wasn't able to use the Web 1.0 version. The only way to use that is to have it in a package using like a package JSON, so I needed to use a more sophisticated app. I couldn't just use a regular HTML. I had to switch that out for, well, what I thought I would do is use Drizzle. And so I have Truffle installed already. It has a Drizzle as like a box feature, so all I had to do was make a directory. I went into this directory, I unboxed Drizzle, I upgraded Drizzle, npm upgrade Drizzle, then I did npm update, and then npm run start. It took a long time to figure out that is exactly what needed to happen. I couldn't do it from going to GitHub. And so let's see, say npm run start. Cool. And this is my Drizzle. So this is this is Drizzle. This is the big deal here. I already used it before, so this started off as 0, but I should be able to change it. So let's change it to 13. I submit. It opens up MetaMask. By the way, this MetaMask is pointing to Truffle develop instance, which is on 9545, which I found to work better. Ooh. Invalid syntax. This has never happened before. So let's see what's going on. Yep, here's my Truffle develop. It's still up. My account on MetaMask is on this cool 9545 private network custom. and I have 100 ETH in there. Cool, so that's fine. This is erroring out, so let's try restarting it, see what happens. Anything happening at all? Just spinning over here. All right, looks like some action maybe. Awesome. Oh, and you'll see that it did update to 13, so give it to that. Let's try 14. 14, we're gonna break the box here. Opens up MetaMask, just click submit. There's a little icon here. Okay, went, changed, came back, still says 13. All right, how about this over here? It says I can, oh look, this did work from before. So I have some balance over here. Let's send some money. I'm gonna go to these private keys, I think. I can't remember which one's which anymore. These are just test accounts. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. Let's see. We're gonna send some money to this address. And see what happens. Let's send 5. Submit. $627. Submit. All right. Look. Oh, boom. Not bad actually. Yeah. What's happen if we do 3? All right. Okay, cool. This is actually not being so terribly unresponsive. Let's check this guy again. Let's switch it to 15. We see the icon. Oh, and then it did indeed change. It's almost like it had to like warm up for a second. This is the best I've seen it work. Okay, this one didn't switch to 16. So you see what I've been dealing with. If I refresh it, I bet it will be 16. This thing was working for the first time, and over here we have complex storage where we don't really get to change anything. And that's it for the Drizzle examples, these 3 controls. Given how hard it was to get up, well, I guess I can go back to myself here. All right, given how hard it was to set this thing up, although I just gave you the instructions, it's really just this, yeah, once you install Truffle, and make sure you uninstall Solidity, uninstall Truffle, and then install Truffle globally, you should be able just to run these commands and get as far as I am, or as I just showed you right here in this video. But I don't know, it doesn't really seem like it's giving me a ton out of the box, at least not showing the example. I know that the Redux is supposed to like update automatically, but it's kind of complicated. Let's see if I have the code. Show again. Okay, yeah, so here's all the code. Let's see. In the examples, we just really have these, oh yeah, these 3 contracts. Oh, and these 3 contracts go to those 3 UIs. And yeah, this is the home.js. This is where those 3 examples would live. I don't know. I guess if you let's see, where else would the magic be? It's really in source. Users, util, 3. I don't know. I guess play around with it, see if you like it. like I said in this example, it just magically was working better than it has ever before. I was mostly just going to complain about it, but I guess it did kind of work. So I think from here, I'm going to try Embark and see how much mileage I can get out of that, and then just compare and contrast. Anyways, that's where I am with Etcan. I'm kind of stuck in this whole front end to blockchain communication. I guess just realizing, yeah, some difficulties I didn't really fully understand before about how JavaScript couldn't even get a value back from Solidity. It has to listen to an event, and then subscribing to events is something that we have in Web 3.1, but not in the older versions of Web 3. And the older version is what's injected on the page by MetaMask. And so how do you use the latest and greatest of Web 3? It seems like you're definitely going to want to use it through an NPM package. And so I'm just trying to figure out the easiest way to create you know, an NPM website, a Node website that uses Node to, yeah, make a Web3 front end that calls these simple contracts. So yeah, I'll let you know if I come across anything, or if anyone else knows better than me, please put me out of my misery. Thanks.